Hey YouTube, this is Resolution Park Fan 62. Um, First off, I would like to say I'm sorry for the lack of videos as of recent. Um, that is because there was something on my end that I was trying to resolve. Um, but I finally got it the way I wanted it. Now, um, there's always a war going on between two things. So you're talking about Coke versus Pepsi, Diet Coke versus Diet Pepsi, um, Adidas versus Nike, etc. But the two biggest things um, in the cola wars is Sprite, which has been around for a long time, versus the newcomer, Starry. Now, Starry is a new lemon lime soda Coca Cola came out with, or not Coke, I'm sorry, Pepsi Cola came out with to compete with Sprite. Now, the bad thing about what Pepsi has done with Starry is, unfortunately, the way they have marketed Starry has not been the best. I don't think there has ever been a TV commercial over it, not that I'm aware of, but it's one of those sodas where, for the people who have tried it, you've had a mixed reaction. Um, and it's just one of those things where, unfortunately, with Pepsi, the way they've marketed it's not been the best. And then, unfortunately, because of that, some of the money they've spent, you can kind of question, um, because they have done some awards for the NBA, the G League, and all them having the starry name in it. But the thing about it is, can Starry live up to Sierra Mist's hype and stuff like that? Now, Sierra Mist for about 20 years was Pepsi's hitter versus Sprites. But the biggest differences between between Sprite and Starry is Sprite has 10 less calories. Starry has 240. Sprite has 230. Both have no fat. But the biggest thing about this is Starry has less sodium at 55 milligrams compared to 110 with Sprite. Sugar, this is where Sprite shines at 63 grams. Added sugar, include sugar 63 grams, added sugar 126% of your daily value, where Starry has 65 grams at 130% of your daily value. So, as you can see there, um, both have about, there's a 2 gram of sugar difference between the two. And then, of course, you have a lot of the standard nonsense that goes into these type of sodas. But unfortunately, with Starry, um, it has, I think, slightly more. Both have carbonated water, high fructose corn syrup, citric acid. Uh, but the biggest difference between the two is Sprite has sodium citrate, sodium benzoate to protect taste, and it's 100% natural flavors. Where Sierra Mist, or Starry, I'm sorry, has citric acid, natural flavors, potassium benzoate, preserve freshness, potassium citrate, calcium disodum, EDTA to protect flavor. So, as you can see, Starry has a few more of ingredients than Sprite does. Um, Now they both don't have caffeine, um, but let's try the taste of it. Here is Sprite. Now, Sprite has that lemon lime taste we all know and love. Now, this has been sitting in the fridge for a few days, but besides that, um, so you can really taste the lemon lime with the Sprite. Um, it's plain and clear. There's no, you know, there's no like aftertaste to it. You still have that typical Sprite flavor, and with it, you can't really taste the sugar all that much. Well, you can tell there is some sugar. You can't really tell it's, that all 63 grams. Now, with Starry, on the other hand, um, now, Starry has a more punch to it. Um, it doesn't have as, you can't really tell the lemon lime flavor as much with Starry as you can with Sprite. But for what it is, it's not terrible. It's just really not for me. If I had to choose between Starry and Sierra Mist, unfortunately, I would have to choose Sierra Mist. Um, while I wasn't the biggest Sierra Mist fan, at least it gave Sprite a good run for its money. Or with Starry, on the other hand, it's just one of those drinks where I don't know. I mean, I hope it can succeed. But the biggest problem between the two is with Starry, where it's still so new. Everybody has their own reactions to it.